So your Pittsburgh Steelers just got awesome news at the perfect time. And today, before the games, before church this morning, I want to talk about Cam Heyward and this new contract situation. No more distractions. Also want to talk about a veteran brought in at a key position and a key elevation at another important position for this game. All in this video. Lots to cover, so let's get to it. And we're looking at Cam Heyward's contract standoff with the Steelers finally being over. No more drama, no more distraction, and it's no longer here after this resolution. So let's kind of dig into this and how the Pittsburgh Steelers and Heyward, they've agreed to terms on a revised contract for the 2025 season. It's going to add $3.2 million in incentives, and these incentives are going to be tied to playoffs and playoff wins. NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, Mike Garofalo, everybody reported on this late last night. So now we're looking at Heyward. He can now earn close to $18 million this season, and he's going to start in this road game against the Jets today. And so a little more detail with this. It's $3.2 million, and the standoff is over. It started in early August, and the 36-year-old is going to stay with the team, but he wasn't practicing for the most part, but he's still I think he solidly went through this in the best way possible. Heyward's camp, they argued for the increase in pay following an impressive comeback season, right? He got his fourth All-Pro nod, and then this comes after signing a 3-year deal worth $45 million last season. But he apparently told the Steelers front offices coming out now to be prepared to negotiate again if he had another strong 2024 season, most notably if he had an all-pro season. So this wasn't a surprise to the front office. This is something that his camp intimated at the time of signing that contract last year because he was asked to sign a team-friendly deal. So he's like, I'll do it for this year, but if I ball out, which I know I'm going to, be ready to renegotiate. This is hearing from Heyward back in August. I understand I signed a contract last year, but to be completely honest with you, when I signed that, I told them, when I have an all-pro year, expect me to come back to the bargaining table. I think everybody kind of giggled a little bit. I use it as motivation, but the Steelers found out he was serious about this. So he responded to that contract with 71 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, 8 sacks, while helping Pittsburgh to a 10-7 record. A little more from Heyward regarding this. Honestly, I'm looking to be valued. In my eyes, when I look around at my position, I think I'm 22nd in compensation as a defensive tackle. I'm 32nd as a defensive lineman. I know what I bring to this team, what I'm capable of on and off the field. It's hard for me after the year I had to justify playing at the number I'm playing at. Starting to get a little tough. Just before this contract, he said, I wish I had a straight answer for you right now. All I can tell you is I've had a lot of tough conversations with my family when he was just asked the day before how it was going on his contract negotiations. So, and this, I think we're seeing by a contract that was just signed how the possible solution to a negotiation like this is to work in an incentive-laden bonus structure for a player like this, for a situation like this, because the recent precedent was set by this agreement that the San Francisco 49ers came to with wide receiver Juwan Jennings. He did a similar contract, incentive-laden, and the rework deal now includes up to $3 million more in potential performance bonuses for him. So this kind of kicked in the possibility for the Steelers to do this. And I think it's a big win for the Steelers. They got Cam Heyward's camp to agree to incentive-laden bonuses, kind of still nudging him, hey, you have to ball out for this. And also Cam Heyward is going to get the money that he feels like he deserves. And actually, it's not like he feels like he deserves, he actually does deserve it. So hopefully this is going to make him retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler, and that should make you guys all happy about this. A little more from Heyward. Not a lot of players have gotten incentives over here. A lot of it is stemmed from just quarterbacks. There's different ways to handle the situation. I'm all for proving it. I'm not running away from it. but my career has always been about proving it. If it was that route, I'd go for it, but we've got time and we'll see what happens. But it ended up happening very quickly for him. Super happy for him and his family. I think it's well-deserved. And let's kind of go into the next thing. The Steelers actually brought in a veteran at a key position, and that's at wide receiver. Now, the Steelers, they continue to monitor the market for wide receivers, kind of tested the water a little bit. They brought a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer pass catcher, and that's veteran Raheem Jarrett. He came in for a workout just prior to this game on Sunday. I don't know if they're going to make any move on him before the game, but honestly, the Steelers have been searching for a wide receiver all offseason, right? They haven't quite gotten there, not super aggressive to pair next to DK Metcalf. They brought in Gabe Davis twice, right? But watch him re-sign with his original team, the Bills. They called about Terry McLaurin too, kind of kicking the tires there. But the Commanders ended up keeping him. So kind of a little about Jarrett. 24 years old, out of Maryland, spent his first 2 seasons with the Bucs. He played in 10 games with 2 starts, caught 13 passes for 184 yards, so he got some playing time. He's primarily a slot receiver. 6 foot, 192 pounds, good size, and he can also operate as a kick returner, so there's some value there. In 2 seasons, played in 20 games for the Bucs. He made 2 starts, targeted a total of 20 times, once again, 13 catches for 184 yards. And his best game was in week 8 of last season. He caught 3 targets for 58 yards, so he has been able to contribute when called upon. Spent stretches of both his pro season on the injured reserve list as well, some unlucky injuries. And he started the 2024 season on IR before being activated on October 26. So all 3 preseason games for the Bucs this season, including against the Steelers in week 2. He caught 1 pass for 8 yards. So kind of looking at him out of Maryland, I could go through some of his college stats. I'm not sure it's that important at this time. I think the most important thing is that he ran a 4.44 second 40-yard dash in pre-draft testing, posted an overall 8.42 RAS score, relative athletic score, out of 10. So the Steelers are sitting here with a full 53-man roster, a 17-man practice squad entering week 1. So if they do decide to bring him on, it's going to require a cut, obviously. They just released Robert Woods per his request from the practice squad and also signed Lance McCutcheon to the 16-man scouts team. But not many guys have been brought in at wide receiver that they look serious about. I think Jarrett might be. If they could put him on the practice squad, he could kind of start slow, show a skill set to the team without taking up a roster spot, and just another option for a Pittsburgh wide receiver room that's a bit lacking with depth. So the last thing I want to cover here is we had an elevation. The Steelers elevated defensive back James Pierre from the practice squad to the inactive roster for Sunday's game against the Jets at MetLife. He's going to revert back to the practice squad after the game. Kind of a game that teams do to utilize players. They have to activate them more than once before they're required to stay on the 53-man. So it's kind of a loophole that a lot of teams use. He's been in Pittsburgh for quite a while. Had a cup of coffee with the Commanders. Returned to the Steelers in 24. Re-signed just this last offseason after becoming a free agent. And he has actually had a little bit of pop during his time. I mean, he spent his entire collegiate career at Florida Athletic. Big Florida Atlantic, big win by them this weekend if you're watching college football. But yeah, he has had some pop. I think he is a valuable player. He ended up making 2 starts last year throughout the season and posted 23 tackles when called upon, 3 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick. So I think this is a significant player. It's really nice having players like him on the practice squad that you can bring up as needed. And I think that's about it this morning. You guys enjoy church or whatever you do to praise the Lord this morning, whatever you do with your family leading up to football. I hope it's church, but if it's not, enjoy the prep. It is so fun doing this video for you. I cannot wait till this game against the Jets. I'll be watching it with you, and then we'll talk about it. See ya.